Take a slow breath in, as if you are breathing in quiet. Hold it for a moment, not to force anything, but to feel that you are here. Now breathe out, as if you are letting the tightness leave your body. One more time. Breathe in gently and breathe out slowly. Notice what happens when you do not rush. Notice what happens when you do not fight your own breath. In that small space, you can feel it. Peace is not something you chase. Peace is something you allow. So many people think calm is a reward you get after everything is fixed, after the problem is solved, after the answer comes, after life finally behaves the way you want it to. But calm does not wait for perfect timing. Calm can arrive right now, even if your mind is busy, even if your life is messy, even if you have questions that do not have answers yet. Calm can enter the moment you stop gripping so hard. There is a quiet truth that can change the way you live. It is simple, but it is powerful. You are safe, you are calm, you are at peace. And life is not trying to break you. Life is not against you. The universe is always taking care of you, even when you cannot see how. That may sound hard to believe on days when you feel tired, on nights when your thoughts will not stop, and in moments when you wonder if you are falling behind. But listen closely. Your fear does not mean you are in danger. Your worry does not mean you are doomed. Your mind may be shouting, something is wrong, but your soul knows a deeper truth. You are being guided. You are being held. You are being carried through this, one breath at a time. Right now, notice where you are holding tension. Maybe it is in your shoulders. Maybe it is in your jaw. Maybe it is in your stomach, where worry likes to hide. You do not have to push that tension away. You do not have to argue with it. Just notice it and breathe. You are not here to force yourself into calm. You are here to remember that calm is already inside you, waiting to be felt. There is a reason your body feels heavy when you try to control everything. There is a reason your chest feels tight when you try to plan every step. There is a reason you feel worn out when you keep asking, "What if?" over and over again. Control is exhausting. It makes you feel like you must carry the whole world on your back. But you were never meant to live like that. You were not meant to carry the weight of every outcome. You were meant to live in trust. You were meant to live in a softer way. If you have been holding on too tightly, holding on to fear, holding on to a timeline, holding on to a need to know exactly how things will turn out, this is a moment to loosen your grip, not because you do not care, but because you care about your peace, not because you are giving up, but because you are choosing to stop hurting yourself with worry. There is a difference between caring and carrying. Caring is love. Carrying is fear. You are speaking to your nervous system now. You are giving it new instructions. You are telling it, we are not under attack. We can rest. We can soften. Sometimes people wait for the world to calm down before they calm down. But the world is always moving. There will always be something. Another message, another task, another concern, another unknown. If you make your peace depend on everything outside of you staying quiet, you will always be waiting. But if you make peace an inner practice, you can return to it any time. In traffic, in a hard conversation, in a restless night, in the middle of change. This is why affirmations matter, not because they magically erase problems, but because they change your inner home. They change how you stand inside your life. They change what your mind repeats. They change what your body expects, and your body learns through repetition. A single deep breath can help. A single calm thought can help. But repeated practice is what creates lasting calm. So keep your hand on your heart and add one more truth, simple and steady. The universe is always taking care of me. Say it slowly. The universe is always taking care of me. Feel how different it is to say that while you are breathing softly, while you are touching your heart, while you are not rushing. Now notice what happens if you let that sentence be real for a moment, not forever, not for your whole future, just for a moment. If the universe is taking care of you right now, what can you put down? What can you stop carrying for a minute? What can you stop forcing for a minute? What can you stop replaying for a minute? Even 1 minute of softening is a gift to your body. Even 1 minute of trusting is a gift to your mind. Even 1 minute of peace is proof that peace is possible. And once you have proof, you can come back again and again. So let the reset be simple. Hand on heart, breath slow, words gentle. I am safe. I am calm. I am at peace. The universe is always taking care of me. Letting go is one of the most misunderstood ideas. Many people hear, let go, and think it means you stop caring. They think it means you give up. They think it means you become passive. But true letting go is not quitting life. True letting go is quitting the fight inside you. It is choosing to stop squeezing yourself with fear. It is choosing to stop dragging the present moment into a courtroom where everything must be judged, fixed, or punished. Letting go is not saying, I don't want this. Letting go is saying, I don't want to suffer while I want this. Letting go is saying, I can desire something and still be at peace. Letting go is saying, I can take action without panic. Letting go is saying, I can try my best without breaking my spirit. If you look closely, most suffering is not only caused by what happens, it is also caused by the way we hold what happened. It is caused by the tight grip, the clenched jaw, the racing thoughts, the constant need to control the outcome. This grip comes from fear. Fear says, if I loosen, I will lose. Fear says, if I relax, something bad will happen. Fear says, if I stop worrying, I will be careless. But that is not true. Relaxing does not mean you are careless. Relaxing means you are wise enough to protect your peace. Think about holding something fragile in your hands. If you grip it too tightly, you crush it. If you hold it gently, it stays safe. Life is like that. Some things cannot be forced. Some things cannot be squeezed into place. Some things require space. Some things require timing. Some things require a softer touch. Open hands are powerful. Open hands can receive. Open hands can bless. Open hands can release what is heavy. Open hands say, I trust that what is meant for me will remain. Open hands say, I trust that what is not meant for me will fall away without destroying me. Open hands say, I am willing to be guided. Clenched fists cannot receive. Clenched fists cannot hold new gifts. Clenched fists are tired. Clenched fists are full of fear. Clenched fists keep you in a state of struggle. and struggle is a hard way to live. It makes your body tense. It makes your sleep shallow. It makes your joy feel distant. It makes love feel unsafe. It makes every small delay feel like danger. But letting go is like opening the fist. It is like breathing out the fear. It is like telling your body you can rest. It is like telling your heart you don't have to fight for every breath. It is like telling life, I allow help. And help often comes when you stop forcing. Clarity often comes when you stop chasing it. Peace often comes when you stop demanding it. You have probably seen this in your own life. There are moments when you tried so hard to solve something, and the harder you tried, the more stuck you felt. Then you finally stepped back, you rested, you stopped pushing, and suddenly the answer came. Suddenly the timing changed. Suddenly the door opened. That is not luck. That is what happens when you create space. Space is holy. Space is where your spirit can breathe. Space is where your mind can settle. Space is where your intuition can speak. Space is where life can move things into place. So what does it mean to let go in real life? It can be very simple. It can mean you stop checking for certainty every 5 minutes. It can mean you stop replaying a conversation 100 times. It can mean you stop trying to control how someone feels about you. It can mean you stop trying to rush your healing. It can mean you stop arguing with the present moment. It can mean you stop telling yourself you must have it all figured out right now. Letting go can also mean you stop carrying what is not yours. You stop carrying other people's moods. You stop carrying the need to fix everyone. You stop carrying guilt for things you could not control. You stop carrying the pressure to be perfect. You stop carrying old stories that keep you small. Because some burdens are not yours, some pressure is learned, not true, some fear is old, some worry is a habit, some pain is the result of trying to control what cannot be controlled. So here is a gentle practice. When you notice yourself tightening, you can pause and say, I release the need to control, not as a magic spell, but as a choice. And then you can add, I allow life to help me. Say it again, slowly. I release the need to control. I allow life to help me. Let that be your bridge from fear to peace. Let it be your path from tension to calm. And notice this, letting go does not mean you will never care. It means you care without panic. It means you love without gripping. It means you show up without losing yourself. It means you do your part, and then you let the rest unfold. This is where peace begins, not when the world becomes perfect, but when you stop squeezing life and start allowing it. There is a sentence that can hold you when life feels confusing. Everything is unfolding in the right way. This does not mean everything feels good. This does not mean everything is easy. It does not mean you will like every chapter. It means there is a bigger flow moving through your life, even when you cannot see it clearly. When you are inside a hard moment, it can feel like life is falling apart. Plans change, people change, paths close, timing shifts, and the mind quickly turns these things into fear. Why is this happening? What if this ruins everything? What if I never recover? But often, what looks like an ending is a direction. What looks like a delay is a protection. What looks like a loss is a clearing. What looks like a closed door is guidance. It is hard to trust this when you are hurting. It is hard to trust this when you feel disappointed. It is hard to trust this when you cannot see the next step. But you do not need to see the whole path to be guided. You only need to take one honest step at a time. Sometimes the universe moves things out of your life because they were too heavy for your future. Sometimes life removes what drains you, even if you were attached to it. Sometimes life breaks a pattern you were stuck in, even if the breaking feels painful at first. Sometimes you do not get what you wanted because what you wanted would have kept you small. Sometimes you do not get what you asked for because there is something else that fits you better. This is why control makes you suffer. Control makes you believe that only one plan can work. Control makes you believe that if this one path fails, everything fails. But life is not that narrow. Life has many paths. Life has many ways. The universe is creative. The universe can guide you in ways you cannot imagine yet. Think of how many times you thought you needed something, and later you realized you were grateful it did not happen. Think of how many times a no saved you. Think of how many times a delay protected you. Think of how many times you met a better opportunity because the first one ended. Think of how many times you gained strength because life challenged you. This does not mean pain is good. It means pain can have meaning. It means pain can be part of growth. It means pain does not have to be the end of your story. So when things feel uncertain, you can anchor into a simple truth. You can say, I trust the bigger picture. You can say, life is guiding me. You can say, even if I do not understand this now, it can still lead me somewhere good. You can say, everything is unfolding in the right way. The mind might argue. The mind might say, but look at this problem. But look at this fear. But look at this delay. Let the mind speak, but do not let it rule. You can hold your mind with kindness. You can say, I hear you. And then you return to trust. You return to breath. You return to the present moment. Because the present moment is the only place where peace is real. The past is memory. The future is imagination. But right now, you can breathe. Right now, you can soften your shoulders. Right now, you can place your hand on your heart. Right now, you can choose a calmer thought. And when you choose that calmer thought, you stop adding extra pain. You stop making the moment harder than it needs to be. You stop fighting the fact that life is changing. You stop treating change like danger. Here is another way to understand it. Your life is not a straight line. It is a living path. Sometimes it curves, sometimes it pauses, sometimes it turns. Sometimes it asks you to rest, sometimes it asks you to be brave, sometimes it asks you to release what is familiar so you can receive what is true. And if you only trust life when everything looks perfect, You will miss the deeper support that is present in the messy parts too. The universe does not only take care of you when you are smiling, it also takes care of you when you are crying. It does not only take care of you when you are confident, it also takes care of you when you are unsure. It does not only take care of you when you feel strong, it also takes care of you when you feel weak. So let this be your practice when you feel lost. Return to the bigger picture. Whisper the words that calm the heart. Everything is unfolding in the right way. I trust the bigger picture. The universe is always taking care of me. And then take the next step in front of you. Not the whole staircase, not the whole future, just the next step. One breath, one choice, one gentle act of self-care, one honest conversation, one small action that brings you back to yourself. Because life does not ask you to control everything. Life asks you to stay present and willing. And when you do, the unfolding becomes clearer. The path reveals itself. The heart steadies, the mind quiets. Everything is unfolding in the right way, even now. There are moments when the mind says, it should have happened by now. It may be about love. It may be about healing. It may be about money, work, or a dream you have carried for a long time. The mind looks at the calendar and starts to panic. It compares your life to other lives. It turns waiting into shame. It turns time into pressure. It whispers, you're behind. It whispers, you missed your chance. It whispers, if it doesn't happen soon, it won't happen at all. But that voice is not wisdom. That voice is fear trying to rush you. Divine timing is different. Divine timing is not a punishment. It is not life forgetting you. It is not the universe holding something back to make you suffer. Divine timing is protection. Divine timing is preparation. Divine timing is the quiet intelligence of life, arranging what you cannot arrange from the mind alone. Sometimes things take time because you are growing into the person who can hold them. Sometimes the thing you want needs you to be stronger, calmer, kinder to yourself, more steady, more clear. Sometimes you are not being delayed, you are being shaped, you are being readied, you are being moved into a better match. And sometimes the timing is not only about you, sometimes other pieces need to line up too. Sometimes a path needs to clear, sometimes a lesson needs to settle, sometimes a door needs to close before the right door can open. Sometimes what you are asking for is also on its way, in a way you cannot see yet. Fear says, if I wait, I lose. Trust says, if I wait, I grow. Fear says, this delay is denial. Trust says, this delay is alignment. Fear says, I need it now or I'll never be okay. Trust says, I will be okay, and what is meant for me will come. This does not mean you do nothing. Divine timing is not an excuse to hide. It is not a reason to stop showing up for your life. It is not a reason to stop taking healthy action. Divine timing is a way to hold your life with a calm heart while you take the steps you can take. You do your part, and you let life do its part. So what is your part? Your part is to stay open, Your part is to stay kind to yourself. Your part is to keep moving in small, honest ways. Your part is to keep your heart soft. Your part is to take care of your energy, because rushing drains you, pushing drains you, panicking drains you, but peace restores you. When you trust timing, you stop treating the present as a problem. You stop living like your real life begins later. You stop putting your peace on hold. You stop holding your breath until the next chapter arrives. You start living now. And that is important, because when you live now, you become ready. When you care for yourself now, you become steady. When you choose calm now, you become clear, and clarity is powerful. Clarity helps you recognize what is meant for you when it arrives. Clarity helps you say yes to what fits you. Clarity helps you say no to what drains you. Clarity helps you stop settling just because you are tired of waiting. Sometimes people rush because they are afraid they will not be chosen. But what is meant for you does not need you to chase it in fear. What is meant for you will not require you to shrink, beg, or break. What is meant for you can meet you in peace. So when impatience rises, meet it gently. Do not shame yourself. Impatience is often a sign of tiredness. It is often a sign that you have been holding too much pressure. So bring the pressure down. Breathe. Remind yourself of the truth that loosens fear. Say it slowly. I trust the timing of my life. Say it again. I trust the timing of my life. Now add, what is meant for me will come. What is meant for me will come. You can also remind your heart, I am not behind. I am not too late. I am not forgotten. Divine timing does not ask you to rush. It asks you to be present. It asks you to be patient in a peaceful way. Not waiting with tension, but waiting with trust. Not waiting with fear, but waiting with a steady heart. And here is a simple way to recognize when timing is at work. If you are forcing, you feel tight. If you are aligned, you feel calm. If you are forcing, you feel desperate. If you are aligned, you feel ready. If you are forcing, you feel like you must convince life. If you are aligned, you feel like you are meeting life. So let this be your gentle decision. I will not rush my life with fear. I will not punish myself with timelines. I will not call a delay a failure. I will trust that life knows how to guide me. Because the universe is not late. The universe is not confused. The universe is always moving, and even when it looks quiet on the outside, something can be shifting on the inside. Something can be growing. Something can be making its way toward you. You are not waiting for life to love you. Life already loves you. You are learning how to feel that love. You are learning how to relax into it. You are learning how to receive it. And that is divine timing too. Now return to your breath, slow and gentle. Let your shoulders soften as you breathe out. Let your belly loosen. Let your eyes soften. This is a quiet moment, not to escape your life, but to come back to it with a calmer heart. Imagine, in your own way, a feeling of safety around you, not something far away, not something you have to reach, just a sense of being held, a sense of being supported, a sense that you do not have to fight right now. You do not need perfect images. You only need the feeling. Now picture yourself holding a few heavy things that you have been carrying. Maybe it is worry about the future. Maybe it is regret about the past. Maybe it is pressure to be perfect. Maybe it is fear of being disappointed. Maybe it is the need to control. Maybe it is the belief that you have to do everything alone. You do not need to name every burden. You only need to notice that you have been holding them, and your body is tired. Your mind is tired. Your heart is tired. So in this moment, give yourself permission to put something down. Imagine placing those heavy things down gently. You are not throwing them. You are not fighting them. You are not judging yourself for having them. You are simply releasing them. You are saying, I do not need to hold this so tightly anymore. As you release, notice what changes. Notice the breath becoming a little easier. Notice the chest opening a little more. Notice the shoulders dropping a little lower. Notice the mind becoming a little quieter. Now imagine a calm, steady support beneath you, like life itself is holding you up. You do not need to force your way forward. You do not need to solve everything in one moment. You do not need to carry tomorrow in your hands today. You can be here. Let one simple sentence rise in you as if it is coming from a deeper place than the mind. I am safe. Pause and feel it. I am safe. Now another. I am calm. Let it land. I am calm. Now another. I am at peace. Let it settle in your body. I am at peace. Now add the truth that wraps around all of it like warmth. The universe is always taking care of me. If any part of you resists, that is okay. Resistance is often just a scared part that does not know how to rest. So speak to it softly. You can say, you don't have to believe perfectly. You only have to breathe with me. You can say, you have been and doing your best. You can say, you are allowed to relax now. Now imagine being carried by life just for this moment, not carried away from your responsibilities, but carried through them with more grace, carried with more support, carried with less strain. Feel the idea of being guided. Feel the idea of not being alone. And if you want a simple line to hold on to when your mind gets loud later, let it be this. I am being carried. Say it softly. I am being carried. Because you are, you may not always see how, but you are still here. You are still breathing. You are still moving. You are still learning. You are still becoming. And life is still with you. This inner place, the place of slow breath, soft shoulders, open heart, can be returned to any time. You do not have to wait for a perfect moment. You can return while washing dishes. You can return before a difficult call. You can return in the middle of a stressful day. You can return when you wake up at night. Return to the hand on the heart. Return to the breath. Return to the words. I am safe. I am calm. I am at peace. Peace is not only something you feel in quiet moments. Peace can become the way you live, but it does not happen by accident. It happens by practice. It happens because you choose it again and again, even in small ways. Many people try to change their life by forcing the outside world to behave, but life changes faster when the inside changes first. When your inner world becomes calmer, your outer world often becomes easier to handle. You make clearer choices, you speak with more kindness, you react less, you listen more, you notice the right steps sooner, you stop wasting energy on panic. Calm energy matters because it shapes what you notice, what you choose, and what you allow. When you are tense, everything feels urgent. Everything feels like a threat. Even small problems feel huge. But when you are calm, you can see more clearly. You can respond instead of react. You can solve what needs to be solved without harming yourself. So think of calm as a daily skill, like brushing your teeth. You do not do it once and expect it to last forever. You do it again and again because it supports your health. Calm is the same. You practice it because it supports your life. Here is a simple daily practice you can do in just a few minutes. Start in the morning before you rush into your day. If mornings are hard, do it whenever you remember. The timing is less important than the habit. Place your hand on your heart. Take one slow breath in. Take one slow breath out. Then say, gently and clearly, I am safe. I am calm. I am at peace. The universe is always taking care of me. Do not say it like you are trying to convince someone. Say it like you are reminding your body. Say it like you are offering comfort to your own heart. Then ask yourself one simple question. What would help me feel a little more supported today? The answer might be small. Drink water, take a short walk, speak more gently to yourself, pause before answering messages, eat a real meal, rest your eyes, say no to one extra task, ask for help, let one thing be good enough instead of perfect. These small choices matter. They are how you tell life you are ready to be cared for. They are how you tell your nervous system it can relax. They are how you stop living in constant emergency. At night, you can do another simple practice. It does not need to be long. Place your hand on your heart again, take a slow breath, then name one thing you are grateful for. One small thing is enough. A kind moment, a quiet moment. The fact that you made it through the day, the fact that you breathed, the fact that you tried. Gratitude is not denial. It is not pretending pain does not exist. Gratitude is choosing to notice that support exists too. And when you notice support, you feel safer. When you feel safer, you relax. When you relax, you receive. When you receive, life flows more easily. You can also choose one sentence to carry into your day when fear rises. Keep it simple. Use it like a steady anchor. For example, I release the need to control. I trust the bigger picture. I trust the timing of my life. I am being carried. Pick one and repeat it when your mind tries to run away with fear. Repeat it when you feel tension in your chest. Repeat it when you feel your stomach tighten. Repeat it when you notice yourself rushing. This is not about being perfect. You will have days when you forget. You will have moments when fear takes over. That does not mean you failed. It means you are human. The practice is not never feel fear. The practice is come back. Come back to the breath. Come back to the heart. Come back to the present. Come back to the words that soothe you. With time, your body learns, your mind learns, your heart learns. The calm becomes easier to access, the peace becomes less fragile, the trust becomes more natural. You begin to live in a new rhythm, a rhythm that is not panic-based, a rhythm that is not fear-driven, a rhythm that feels more like freedom. And in that rhythm, you begin to notice something beautiful. You do not have to push so hard. Things begin to meet you. Support appears. Ideas come. The right conversations happen. You feel guided. You feel less alone. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you stop blocking your own peace with constant control. Calm becomes your home. Safety becomes your inner ground. Peace becomes your way of walking through the world. Take one more slow breath in. Let it be gentle. Let it be kind. Now breathe out slowly, as if you are releasing the last bit of pressure you have been carrying today. You have heard a simple truth again and again. Because the heart learns through repetition, the mind may forget, but the body remembers. And the truth is this: you are safe, you are calm, you are at peace. The universe is always taking care of you. You do not need to force life to prove this. You do not need to control everything to deserve it. You do not need to be perfect to receive support. You are allowed to be human. You are allowed to feel what you feel, and you are still held. When fear rises, you can return. When worry pulls you forward into imaginary problems, you can return. When the mind tries to rush you, you can return. You return to the breath, you return to your heart, you return to the present moment, you return to the words that calm you. Everything changes when you stop treating yourself like you must fight to survive every day. Everything softens when you stop carrying what was never meant to be carried alone. Everything becomes lighter when you let life help you. So if there is one thing to remember, let it be this: your peace matters, your calm matters, your safety matters. Not because life is always easy, but because you deserve to live with a softer heart. You can still take action. You can still have goals. You can still want good things, but you can do it without panic. You can do it with trust. You can do it with the calm strength that says, I will take the next step and life will meet me. Now place your hand on your heart one last time. Feel the warmth, feel the steady beat, and let gratitude rise in the simplest way. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for the support I cannot always see, but I am willing to trust. And now, slowly, say the words that bring you home. I am safe. I am calm. I am at peace. The universe is always taking care of me. Let this be a turning point, not a dramatic one, not a loud one, but a quiet turning inside. A gentle decision that says, I am ready to feel safe again. A choice that says, I am ready to breathe again. A quiet yes that says, I am ready to trust life again. Even if only a small part of you believes it, that is enough. A small opening is enough. A small crack is enough for light to come in. You do not need perfect faith. You only need willingness. You only need to be willing to consider that the universe has not forgotten you. So right now, in the simplest way, let these words settle into you like warm water. I am safe. I am calm. I am at peace. Say it again, slowly. I am safe. I am calm. I am at peace. Do not rush the words. Let them land. Let them touch the parts of you that have been afraid. Let them reach the parts of you that have been tired. This is not about pretending everything is fine. This is about choosing a new inner place to stand, a place that does not shake every time life changes, a place that can breathe even when the future is unknown, a place that remembers the universe is always taking care of me. And when you begin from that place, everything changes. Not because the world becomes perfect, but because you stop fighting yourself. You stop making your life harder with fear. You stop treating every delay like danger. You stop treating every silence like rejection. You stop treating every change like the end. You begin to see that life is moving, and you are moving with it, and you are not alone in it. This is the start, not the end of your problems, but the start of your peace, the start of your calm, the start of your return to safety inside your own heart. Breathe again, softly, slowly, and let your body hear this clearly. You are safe enough to relax right now. You are safe enough to let go a little. You are safe enough to trust that something good can still happen, even if you cannot see it yet. There is a deep kind of peace that comes when you accept one simple idea. The universe is always taking care of you, not sometimes, not only when you do everything right, not only when you feel confident, always, even on hard days, even in confusion, even when you feel unsure, even when your mind is loud, the universe is still taking care of you. This care is not always loud. It does not always arrive like a big sign in the sky. Often it comes quietly. It comes as a small nudge that says, rest. It comes as a strange delay that protects you from something you cannot see. It comes as a door that does not open because it is not your door. It comes as a new path that appears only after an old path ends. It comes as strength you did not know you had, rising in you at the exact moment you need it. If you have been taught that you must control everything to be safe, this idea might feel new. Many people learned early that safety comes from trying harder, thinking more, planning more, and staying tense. But that is not real safety. That is stress disguised as effort. Real safety is deeper. Real safety is the calm knowing that you are supported, even when life is changing. Think about your breathing. You do not have to manage every breath. You do not have to remind your heart to beat. You do not have to command the sun to rise. Life carries so much without your control. Your body is a living proof that something greater is already working for you. There is a wisdom moving through you right now. There is a quiet intelligence holding you, even as you listen to these words. When you forget this, fear grows louder. Fear makes you believe you must do everything alone. Fear makes you believe that if you relax, everything will fall apart. Fear makes you believe that if you stop worrying, something bad will happen. But worry is not protection. Worry is not love. Worry is a habit of the mind, and habits can change. Here is what is true. You can care deeply about your life. and still trust. You can want something and still trust. You can take action and still trust. Trust does not mean you sit still and do nothing. Trust means you stop squeezing life with fear. Trust means you stop treating every moment like a test you might fail. Trust means you do what you can with a calm heart, and then you allow life to meet you. The universe does not need you to panic in order to help you. The universe does not require you to suffer to prove you deserve good. The universe does not say, only the stressed will receive. No, the universe responds to openness. It responds to calm. It responds to a heart that says, I am willing. So when you feel overwhelmed, you can return to the simplest truth. You can say, I am safe. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are supported. You can say, I am calm. Not because your mind has no thoughts, but because you choose to breathe through the thoughts. You can say, I am at peace. Not because every problem is solved, but because peace is your inner home. Sometimes people wait to feel safe before they relax, but it can also work the other way. Sometimes you relax first, and then you remember you are safe. Sometimes you soften first, and then peace rises. Your body listens to you. Your nervous system listens to you. When you breathe slowly, you send a message that says, I am not in danger. When you unclench your jaw, you send a message that says, I am allowed to be here. When you lower your shoulders, you send a message that says, I can let life hold some of this. This is why simple words can be so powerful, not because they are magic tricks, but because they guide your mind back to truth. They help you return to yourself. They help you stop feeding fear. They help you stop repeating the same painful story. They help you choose a new inner direction. So take these words as a steady place to stand. The universe is always taking care of me. Let them be like a hand on your back when you feel weak. Let them be like a soft light when you feel lost. Let them be like a warm blanket when you feel alone. Not because life is always easy, but because you are always supported. There is a part of you that has always known this. Maybe you have felt it in small moments. A time when you thought something would break you, but you made it through. A time when you thought you were stuck, but a new way opened. A time when you thought you lost something, but you gained something else that was better for you. A time when you looked back and realized that ending saved me. That delay helped me. That change guided me. Those moments are not accidents. They are reminders. They show you that life is not random in the way fear says it is. There is a flow, there is a rhythm, there is a timing that is not always visible from the inside, but it is real. And when you begin to trust it, you stop fighting the current. You stop exhausting yourself. You stop trying to drag life where you think it should go. You start moving with life instead of against it. This does not mean you will never feel fear again. Fear may still visit, but fear does not have to drive. Fear can sit in the back seat while trust holds the wheel. You can feel nervous and still choose peace. You can feel unsure and still choose calm. You can feel sadness and still know you are safe. Because safety is not the absence of problems. Safety is the presence of support. Calm is not the absence of thoughts. Calm is the presence of breath. Peace is not the absence of change. Peace is the presence of trust. And trust is not a big dramatic thing. It is built in small moments. It is built every time you pause instead of rushing, every time you breathe instead of spiraling, every time you stop feeding a scary story and return to what is real. Every time you say, I do not know how this will work out yet, but I trust that life is with me. You may have been taught that you must earn good, that you must prove yourself to deserve rest, that you must suffer before you can receive. But those beliefs are heavy, and they are not the truth of love. Love does not ask you to bleed for it. Life does not need you to break to become worthy. You are worthy right now. You are allowed to feel supported right now. So what happens when you truly accept the idea that the universe is always taking care of you? You stop living like a person who is about to lose everything. You stop waiting for disaster. You stop walking through your days with your body tight and your heart guarded. You begin to live like someone who is held. And when you live like someone who is held, you make better choices. You speak kinder to yourself. You do not rush into fear-based decisions. You do not beg for what is not meant for you. You do not chase what makes you feel small. You do not stay where you are not respected. You do not punish yourself for being human. You breathe, you listen, you move gently, you trust. This is not a fantasy. This is a way of being. It is a practice, and like any practice, it becomes stronger with repetition. So repeat it again, not as a wish, but as a truth you are learning to live in. I am safe. I am calm. I am at peace. The universe is always taking care of me. Let the words be simple. Let the feeling be soft. Let your body begin to believe what your soul already knows. If you have been feeling drained, there is a reason. If you have been feeling tense, there is a reason. If you have been feeling like your mind cannot rest, there is a reason. It is not because you are weak. It is not because you are broken. It is not because you are doing life wrong. Often, it is because you have been trying to carry too much control. Control can look like many things. It can look like overthinking every conversation after it ends. It can look like checking your phone again and again, hoping for certainty. It can look like planning every detail so nothing goes wrong. It can look like replaying the past, trying to find the exact moment you should have done something differently. It can look like worrying about the future, trying to solve problems that have not even happened. Control can look like being unable to rest unless everything is handled. It can look like guilt when you pause. It can look like tension even when nothing is urgent. The mind often believes control equals safety. But control can become a prison. It can make your world smaller. It can steal your sleep. It can steal your joy. It can steal the softness from your days. It can make you feel like peace is always one step away, always in the future, always after the next problem is solved. And this is the real stake. If you keep holding life with fear, you will keep feeling the pain of fear, not because life is punishing you, but because fear squeezes the life out of the present moment. Fear closes your heart. Fear tightens your body. Fear tells you that you are alone. Fear turns normal uncertainty into a danger signal. Fear makes you feel like you are running, even when you are standing still. When you live in constant control, you pay a cost. You pay with your peace. You pay with your energy. You pay with your ability to feel joy without guilt. You pay with your ability to enjoy the moment you are in. You pay with your ability to trust people. You pay with your ability to hear your own inner guidance, because fear is too loud. Control also creates a false belief that if you hold tight enough, you can prevent pain. But pain is part of life. Change is part of life. Loss is part of life. Growth is part of life. The goal is not to avoid every hard feeling. The goal is to meet life with a steady heart, so you do not fall apart when life moves. The goal is to feel safe in yourself, so you do not need to control everything outside of you. When you try to control everything, you also block the very help you want. Think about it. If your hands are clenched, you cannot receive anything new. If your mind is crowded with worry, there is no space for clear ideas. If your body is tense, it reads the world as a threat. If your heart is guarded, love cannot land easily. Clenched hands cannot hold gifts. Tight hearts cannot feel peace. This is why the way you hold life matters. You can live with open hands or clenched fists. Open hands say, I am willing to receive. Clenched fists say, I am afraid. Open hands say, I trust. Clenched fists say, I must force. Open hands say, I allow. Clenched fists say, I grip. And here is another stake. When you grip, you also suffer more than you need to. You suffer twice. You suffer once because life is challenging, and you suffer again because you resist what is happening. Resistance adds extra pain. Resistance says, this should not be happening. I cannot handle this. This is ruining everything. But acceptance says something different. Acceptance says, this is what is happening right now, and I will meet it with breath. Acceptance says, I may not like it, but I can face it. Acceptance says, I will not abandon myself. When you resist, your body becomes a battlefield. Your thoughts become a storm. Your emotions become a fight. But when you accept, something soft opens. You begin to feel strength. You begin to feel suppy. Or you begin to feel that you can move through the moment without breaking. So the question is not, can I control life enough to be safe? The question is, can I trust life enough to breathe? Because breathing is the first step of peace. Breathing is the first step of calm. Breathing is the first step of letting the universe help you. If you do not change the way you hold life, fear will keep deciding your days. Fear will keep choosing your thoughts. Fear will keep shaping your choices. Fear will keep telling you that you are behind, that you are too late, that you missed your chance, that you need to hurry, that you must fix everything now. Fear will keep making you rush. Fear will keep making you doubt. Fear will keep making you question your worth. And fear is never satisfied. It always asks for more. It always says, just one more plan. Just one more check. Just one more worry. Just one more fix. But even when you do those things, fear still finds another reason to panic. That is because fear does not want solutions. Fear wants attention. Fear wants control. Fear wants to keep you focused on danger. because it thinks that is how it keeps you alive. But you can train your mind to choose a different way. You can teach your nervous system a new message. You can show your body what safety feels like, one breath at a time. You can show your heart what trust feels like, one gentle thought at a time. Here is what changes when you let go of control, even a little. Your body relaxes. Your breath becomes deeper. Your mind becomes clearer. You stop wasting energy fighting what you cannot change. You start using that energy to care for yourself. You stop trying to predict every future problem. You start dealing with what is real, right now. You stop living in panic. You start living in presence. And presence is powerful. Presence is where peace lives. Presence is where calm lives. Presence is where guidance becomes easier to hear. Presence is where you make better choices. Presence is where you notice signs. Presence is where you feel support. Presence is where you feel the universe meeting you. When you let go, you do not lose control in the way fear warns you. You gain something better. You gain space. You gain clarity. You gain peace. You gain strength. You gain trust. You gain time. Because you stop spending your time in worry. You gain life because you stop squeezing life with fear. Letting go does not mean you stop being responsible. It means you stop being cruel to yourself. It means you stop acting like you must hold every part of life alone. It means you allow help, you allow timing, you allow solutions to appear. It means you stop forcing. It means you stop chasing. It means you stop proving. It means you stop punishing yourself for being human. There is also a subtle stake many people do not see. When you control too much, you block your joy. Joy is gentle. Joy does not survive well in a tense body. Joy does not grow well in a fearful mind. Joy does not live well in a heart that is always waiting for the next problem. Joy needs space. Joy needs softness. Joy needs the feeling that it is okay to relax. So if you want more joy, you must practice peace. If you want more peace, you must practice trust. And if you want more trust, you must practice letting go, again and again, in small ways. You may ask, but what if I let go and something goes wrong? Something may go wrong because life is life. But the deeper question is this: what if you keep holding on and you keep suffering every day? What if nothing goes wrong, but you still live as if disaster is coming? What if your life is not falling apart, but you feel like it is because you are always tense? What if the danger is not the future, but the way you are treating yourself right now? Living in constant control is like holding your breath all day. It is not meant for your body. It is not meant for your heart. It is not meant for your spirit. You were meant to breathe. You were meant to receive. You were meant to trust that life can carry more than you think. And here is the most important stake of all. If you do not learn to feel safe inside, you will keep looking for safety outside. You will keep seeking it in other people's approval. You will keep seeking it in perfect plans. You will keep seeking it in constant effort. You will keep seeking it in outcomes. But outcomes change. Plans change. people change. The world changes. If your peace depends on things never changing, you will never feel peace. But if your peace is rooted in a calm, inner truth, then even when life changes, you stay steady. You feel emotions, but you do not drown in them. You face problems, but you do not collapse. You walk through uncertainty, but you do not lose yourself. You move through endings, but you do not lose hope. You experience delays, but you do not call them failure. This is what it means to live from the inside out. You stop begging life to prove you are safe. You start reminding yourself that you are safe. You stop asking the world to give you calm. You start practicing calm. You stop waiting for peace to appear someday. You start choosing peace now. That choice begins in small moments. It begins when you notice your mind racing and you pause. It begins when you feel the need to control and you breathe instead. It begins when you want to panic and you choose a softer thought. It begins when you feel fear and you speak to yourself gently. So here is a simple line that draws a boundary against fear, a line that tells your nervous system it can rest, a line that tells life you are open. Say it slowly, like you mean it. I release the need to control. Say it again. I release the need to control. And now add the truth that fills the space control leaves behind. The universe is always taking care of me. The mind may argue, the mind may say, but what about this problem? But what about that fear? But what if it doesn't work out? Let the mind talk. You do not have to fight it. You do not have to prove anything to your thoughts. Just return to your breath. Return to the steady truth. Return to what you are choosing now. Because this is what happens when you do not return. Control grows. Fear grows. Exhaustion grows. The body stays tense. The heart stays guarded. Life feels heavier than it needs to, and you begin to live as if you are alone. But you are not alone. And this is what happens when you do return. The breath deepens, the shoulders soften, the stomach relaxes, the mind becomes quieter, the heart opens, you make space, and in that space, help arrives. In that space, ideas come. In that space, timing works. In that space, people show up. In that space, you feel guided. In that space, you realize you were never meant to carry everything. So the stakes are clear. Holding tight costs you your peace. Letting go gives you back your life. And you do not have to let go of everything at once. You can start with one thing, one worry, one thought, one need to know the future, one small area where you choose to breathe instead of grip. Right now, choose it again. I am safe. I am calm. I am at peace. And if your mind says, prove it, you do not need to argue. You do not need to force belief. You only need to practice. You only need to repeat. You only need to come back. Because calm is not something you earn. Calm is something you remember. Peace is not something life hands you after you suffer enough. Peace is something you allow the moment you stop fighting yourself. You are not here to control every detail. You are here to live. You are here to breathe. You are here to receive. You are here to trust that the universe is always taking care of you. Even now, even here, even in the middle of what you do not understand yet. Now let your hand rest over your heart, not as a dramatic gesture, not as a performance, but as a quiet reminder that you are here with yourself. Feel the warmth of your palm. Feel the steady beat beneath it. That beat is not asking your permission. It is not waiting for your mind to feel confident. It is simply doing its sacred work, moment by moment. This is proof that life is already moving through you. This is proof that you are already supported. When the mind is loud, the body becomes the doorway back to peace, and this simple touch, hand on heart, is like saying, I am listening, I am coming back, I am not leaving myself. You may have been living too much in your head, trying to think your way into safety, but safety is also a feeling. Calm is also a feeling. Peace is also a feeling, and feelings return faster when the body feels held. So as your hand stays on your heart, soften your shoulders, let your tongue rest inside your mouth. Unclench your jaw. If you notice a tightness anywhere, do not attack it. Do not shame it. Just breathe into it like warm air filling a cool room. You are not fighting your body, you are guiding it. Now say the words slowly, as if you are speaking directly to the part of you that has been scared. I am safe. Pause. Let your body hear you. I am calm. Pause again. I am at peace. Do not rush. Do not try to force a feeling. Just plant the words like seeds and let them settle. If your mind says, that's not true, do not panic. The mind is often trained to argue with peace because peace feels unfamiliar. But you do not need your mind's approval to begin. You only need willingness. So when doubt rises, you can respond gently. It's okay, I'm practicing. You can say, even if I don't feel it fully yet, I am willing to move toward it. That is how change begins. Say again, with your hand on your heart, I am safe, I am calm, I am at peace. Let the words sink deeper than thought. Let them go into your chest, into your belly, into your breath.